It had been more than 10 years since I'd logged into ethereal realms. The moment the title screen loaded, that old MIDI theme hit, soft bells and 8-bit clouds drifting across the screen, exactly how I remembered it. For a second I was 16 again, my same username, my same character, same cracked armor from the last raid we ever played. And when the lobby loaded, there it was, my friends list. All 5 names still there, every single one marked online. I thought it had to be a bug, until the chat window blinked open by itself. Brando Beast. Hey man, you finally came back. I froze, because that was Brandon's account. And Brandon, my best friend, had been dead since 2014. I work in IT, 12-hour shifts staring at broken code, fixing bugs that never stay fixed. Lately, the silence between keystrokes started to feel heavier. No social life, no energy. Just the dull hum of my monitor and the kind of loneliness that makes you start chasing old ghosts. That's how I found Ethereal Realms Online again. It was the first game I ever fell in love with. Early 2000s graphics, janky animations, and a community that somehow felt alive. I used to play every night after school with the same small group of friends, Brandon, Lila, and Jay. We built a guild, explored fake worlds, shared real secrets. Then life happened, gone to college, jobs, funerals. One night, half drunk on nostalgia, I typed the name into Google. Buried deep in an old Reddit thread was a link to a revived private server. The post said, "Original player data restored for anyone who still remembers." It felt impossible, but curiosity won. The installer was clunky, full of outdated fonts and pop-ups. Still, it launched, and I almost laughed when my ancient login actually worked. Same username, same password. Then the world loaded, and my old profile appeared right where I'd left off. Level 47 Paladin, armor half broken, standing in the capital square. I smiled until I saw my friends list. Brando Beast met online. Lila Fox, online. Iron J, online. All green lights. Every name glowing like they'd just logged in. I told myself it was a server bug, a leftover artifact, but deep down something in me whispered, what if it's not? For a while I just stood there in the town square, my pixelated armor catching the same old fake sunlight. Everything was frozen in time. The same NPCs looping their idle lines, the same shop music on repeat. It almost felt comforting. Out of habit, I opened the chat window. Empty, blank, grey box. I typed, half joking, "Me. Anyone still alive in here?" A second later, before I could even smirk, a reply. Brando Beast. Barely. You took long enough. I stared at the screen. There was no one else who knew that account name. Brandon created it in 2009, the same summer we met. I waited for the punchline, the reveal that it was some other player using the same tag. But then another message appeared. Brando Beast. Remember the campsite? You never finished the story by the fire. My stomach dropped. He was talking about the last night before his car accident. No one else could have known that. The timestamps on the chat began flickering. 2009, 2024, null. Each time I blinked, they changed. The cursor glitched, jumping to the next line before I even hit enter. I tried to type something, anything. Me, who is this? How are you? Before I finished, the reply popped in. Brando Beast. You left us here too long. The typing cursor blinked, then again. Brando Beast. Don't log off this time. The faint hum of my PC fans grew louder, and behind my headphones I swore I heard a click, like someone joining a voice channel that didn't exist. I tried logging out. Nothing happened. The cursor froze, then reset. The screen flashed white for half a second, and when it came back, my surroundings weren't the same. The bright capital city I'd been standing in was gone. Buildings warped in place, their textures bleeding like wet paint. NPCs stood perfectly still, dozens of them, and as I moved closer I realized every one of them had my character's face. Same armor, same smile. Every model's head turned toward me at once. The chat pinged again. Brando Beast, we're waiting where you left us. I opened the map. Everything except one zone was blanked out. Black screen with a single pulsing red dot where the Crystal Lake used to be. That lake was our meeting place back in the day, the spot we logged into every night after school. It was where we'd celebrated my birthday, where Brandon's character had drowned in a PvP glitch the night before his accident. Now it flickered on the map, glowing brighter, almost breathing. I clicked it once, my monitor made a sharp pop sound, and for a split second I thought I heard something under the static. A voice, low distorted, right in my ears. Come back to the lake. I ripped off my headset, but the whisper didn't stop. The speakers buzzed even though my volume was muted. I yanked the audio cable out. Silence. Then, from inside the headset on my desk, the faint sound of water rippling. I didn't sleep that night. The moment the whisper faded, I slammed the power button until the screen went black. Then I dragged Ethereal Realms straight to the trash and wiped the drive clean. Every file, every log, every trace. For a while it worked. My PC was quiet again. No strange sounds, no whispers, no Brandon, until the next morning. When I turned on the monitor, the launcher icon was back, sitting perfectly centered on my desktop. The same faded logo, same pixel clouds drifting behind it, as if it had reinstalled itself. I deleted it again, and again. Every night since, no matter what I do, new hard drive, new computer, it's always there the next day. Sometimes the tower hums by itself, fans spinning even when I've shut it down. The screen flickers on just long enough to show one thing. The in-game chat window floating alone, no game running. Brando Beast, we waited, we still play. The text pulses once, then vanishes. I don't open it anymore. I just sit there waiting for it to disappear. But sometimes when I'm working late, I'll hear it. That faint ping from the old chat notification, echoing from speakers that aren't even plugged in. And every time I hear it, I can't help thinking, Brandon's still online, and he's still waiting for me to log back in. The patch went live at 3:17 a.m. No warning, no announcement, no changelog, just one new file buried inside the update folder. A map called Room Zero. Nobody knew who uploaded it. Not even the developers. I'd been modding Specterline since high school, a co-op horror game that lived on its community like a ghost ship. Every new level, every texture, every line of code had a name attached to it. But this one didn't. No creator tag, no thumbnail, just a black screen and a single line of text sitting under it. Enter only once. I laughed at first, figured it was an inside joke or a test build. But then I checked the file size. 3.8 gigabytes, exactly the same as the entire base game. I've been playing Specterline for more than a decade, back when the menu screen still flickered like a VHS tape, and the servers crashed every other hour. It was never a mainstream hit, but the few of us who stuck around, we built it into something alive. I wasn't just a player anymore. I was a modder, streamer, the guy who knew every hidden room and every line of Ghost AI code by heart. Online, everyone called me Solus. There were only about 200 of us still active, a weird little family that traded map packs and patch notes like secrets. Every Friday night, the devs would push out a small patch, texture updates, new sound bites, maybe a new haunted facility to explore. And if something big was coming, Ria, one of the original programmers, would DM me the leak first. She always knew what was next, but this week she hadn't said a word. No announcement, no forum post, no pinned tweet. Then, sometime between 3 and 4 a.m., a new update appeared in the launcher. Patch 3.17, one file added, 0 files replaced. A new map, Map 00. No thumbnail, no description, just the timestamp 3:17 a.m. Way outside normal maintenance hours. It felt wrong, but also kind of exciting. Maybe a secret ARG? Maybe Ria's idea of a prank. Curiosity beat caution. I decided I'd stream it that night. That night I fired up Specterline live on stream. The chat was small, maybe 20 regulars, people who'd been watching me mod this game since forever. When the menu loaded, I noticed something strange. The public lobby list was empty except for one. Server name, Room Chip 0. Players 1 to 4. No host, no latency number, no ping. Just sitting there like it had been waiting. I assumed it was one of the devs testing the new map. So I clicked Join. The loading screen froze. 30 seconds, 45. A full minute. The spinning logo jittered, then blinked out entirely. When the image came back, I was standing in a hallway. No HUD, no mini-map. No chat. No sound except a faint drip, drip, drip echoing somewhere far off. The walls looked like they'd been copy-pasted forever, the same stain pattern every 6 feet. When I moved forward, the fluorescent hum above me warped, like it was bending through static. I opened the dev console, typed Edit Map. Usually that command let me peek behind the level design. This time, access denied. That had never happened before. I kept walking, my stream chat filling with nervous jokes. Then a sound, a ping. Text appeared in the top left corner. Null has entered room 0. No ping, no player list. Just that. I laughed awkwardly. Guess we've got company, I said into the mic. And then I heard my own voice answer through the in-game chat. Pitch shifted, delayed, repeating the same words I'd just said. Guess we've got company. The moment I force quit the game, my desktop froze. For a few seconds I thought it had crashed, until my Discord pinged. Then it pinged again, and again. Messages poured in from my viewers. Dude, my copy just updated too. Why is room 0 on my hard drive? Bro, it's not even showing in Steam patch notes. I alt-tabbed to the Specterline subreddit, only to get a 404 error. The entire page was gone. Every post, every mod thread, every dev ammo, erased. That's when Rhea messaged me directly. Her text popped up short and urgent. Rhea, that patch doesn't exist. We didn't push it. Don't load it again. My stomach dropped. I typed back fast. Then who did? A few seconds passed. Then she sent a screenshot of the dev server logs. No build entries at 3:17 a.m. No user logins. Nothing added to the public branches, except one new folder, User Room 0. Inside it, hundreds of subfolders, each labeled with the usernames of active players, including mine. User Room 0 Solace. She said she was going to delete it. I watched her typing bubble appear, vanish, reappear. Then one last message came through. Wait, they're moving. Her status turned grey, offline, and she never came back. 2 nights passed. I told myself I was done, that whatever room 0 was, I'd walked too far into it already. But curiosity is poison for people like me. So at 1 a.m. I reopened Specterline. This time there was no update alert from Steam. No patch note on the forums. But when the launcher booted up, the version number in the corner read Build 3.17.2. No one else had it. I checked. Every other player still showed 3.17. The file had installed itself. I hovered over room 0 for a long time before clicking. It didn't load slowly this time. It didn't even blink. Just pop. Instantly I was back in that concrete hallway. Same stains, same hum. But now there was something new. A long mirror standing at the end of the corridor. At first I thought it was just a prop. Then I saw my reflection. Or not exactly mine. It followed my movements, but just slightly behind. Half a second, maybe less. A delay so small you could almost miss it. Then the reflection stopped. I didn't. It looked straight at me and opened the in-game chat. Text began to type itself. It's still growing. You look behind you. The overhead lights flickered. For a single frame of maybe 2, I saw my reflection smile, but my real face didn't move. I ripped the power cord from my PC. Everything went dark. except the monitor. It stayed on just long enough to show one final line in red text. Null. You can't delete what you helped build. Sleep wasn't an option after that night. So I did what I always do. I started digging. I opened the Specterline root folder and searched for any metadata attached to Room 0. The moment I clicked it, my system froze. The cursor hung mid-screen, audio looping in a low mechanical buzz. Crash. Reboot. Try again. Same thing. Finally, I managed to isolate the file by brute forcing it through a sandbox. When I checked its properties, something made my stomach twist. The creation date wasn't static. It changed. Every time I refreshed, it matched my current system time, down to the second. It was rewriting itself, alive inside the clock. I opened the User Room 0 directory again. All the other subfolders were gone. Only one remained. Solus. Inside a single .txt file. When I clicked it, the document began typing on its own, keystrokes appearing one by one. He entered again. He looked at himself. He saw. It was describing what I'd just done. In real time. I took screenshots and posted them on Twitter, tagging the devs. Within 2 minutes, my account glitched out. Posts vanished. Timeline empty. Then my Specterline launcher opened itself. White text on a black window. Thank you for contributing to the world build. And the cursor kept blinking, waiting for me to reply. By that point, I'd done everything I could think of to kill it. Factory reset. Fresh Windows install. No backups. No external drives. No Wi-Fi. I wasn't even online anymore. For 48 hours, my system was clean. Until the morning I turned it on and saw it again. A single shortcut sitting on the desktop. The logo for Specterline. No file path. No properties. Just the name of Room 0. When I hovered over it, the tooltip read, offline mode enabled, no connection. No server. But somehow it was still there. Against every instinct, I double-clicked. The screen went black. No menu, no options, just a single white line in the center. Would you like to enter your room? I stared at it for a long time. Then, yes, the load screen didn't even flicker this time. I spawned into a vast open void, concrete stretching forever beneath a starless sky. My mic light turned red. I heard breathing. My own, through a microphone that wasn't plugged in. In the distance, a circle of figures stood perfectly still. Dozens of them, all identical to my avatar. Every few seconds, one would dissolve into static, vanishing completely. At the center of their circle was a monitor, hovering above the ground. It showed my live webcam feed. I hadn't turned the camera on. The image blinked once, then text appeared beneath it. No, we're almost done building you. I hadn't heard from Ria since the night she vanished mid-message. Her Discord profile had stayed gray, inactive, until now. At 3:17 a.m., the same timestamp from the original patch, her name suddenly reappeared online. A new message blinked into my inbox. Ria, Room 0 isn't a map, it's a copy. Before I could type back, another line appeared. Ria, every player who enters makes another version of themselves inside the code. That's what it's for. I froze. The cursor at the bottom of her message kept flickering, like she was still typing, but the words wouldn't appear. Then the next message came through slow, one sentence at a time. Ria, we tried deleting the instance months ago, but every time a player logs out, it regenerates through them. My phone buzzed again. Ria, you didn't download it, it downloaded you. The typing indicator blinked once more. Then her messages broke apart, letters fragmenting into a cascade of binary code, filling the chat window like digital static. My screen locked itself, cursor frozen. Lines of zeros and ones scrolled endlessly upward, and then at the very bottom of the screen, everything stopped. A single phrase replaced the chaos. Null. Version complete. I sold the PC, wiped the drives, Moved to a new apartment halfway across the state. For a while it worked. No shortcuts, no phantom boot screens, just silence. Except the dreams kept coming. Every night I'd find myself walking those endless concrete halls again, always ending at the mirror, always hearing my own voice whisper from behind the glass. Update complete. I told myself it was trauma, stress, paranoia, insomnia. Until 3 months later, when I got a message from an old friend in the modding Discord. Hey man, didn't you used to play Spectre Line? It's back. New patch dropped today. My stomach turned as I clicked the link. Version 3.17.3. Release notes were short, 2 bullet points. Fixed crash issue in room 0. Added new environment, Solace 01, my streamer tag. The one only the devs knew. I scrolled further. There was a single preview image under the update log, a screenshot from inside room 0, the mirror room. But the reflection wasn't my avatar anymore. It was me. Sitting at my new desk, hands on the keyboard, staring directly at the camera. For a split second my monitor flickered, and the same text blinked across the bottom of the screen. No, welcome back. Fade out. The first time I heard the name Recon04, I thought it was just another random teammate. Now I'm not so sure he was ever real, because every time I go online, every single time, I get the same invite notification. Match continuing base waiting for player 3, and the sound that plays with it isn't a normal notification ping. It's breathing. This happened last summer. I'd just gotten off work and hopped on Phantom Ops, this old co-op tactical shooter I used to grind back in college. 2 of my buddies, Matt and Leo, were already in a Discord call arguing like always. We hadn't played together in months, so it felt like any other laid-back Friday night. We queued into a 3-player match. When the game loaded, there were 4 names on screen. Recon04. None of us invited him. Matt joked, "We got a ghost lobby, boys." But the guy joined voice chat before any of us could react. No words, just slow, heavy breathing right into the mic. We laughed it off. Probably some kid trolling, right? Except he never spoke. Not once. Once the match started, we noticed something weird. Every time we'd spawn, Recon04 was already ahead of us, clearing rooms before we even got there. Doors open, enemies gone, loot left behind. Almost like he knew exactly where we were headed. When we caught up, he'd be standing completely still, head turned slightly toward us, before sprinting ahead again. I remember saying, maybe he's a dev testing stuff. Leo laughed, yeah, or a hacker from the afterlife. Then his mic popped, and a voice came through, low and grainy. Don't finish the match. We all froze. Matt asked if that was a sound effect. Nobody answered. And then, all the lights in my apartment flickered, just for a second, long enough for my monitor to glitch out. I took my headset off, but the static didn't stop. It was still there, faint and real, like it had leaked into the room. When I put it back on, I could hear footsteps through my mic, except I wasn't moving. "Dude," Matt said, "why do I hear someone behind you?" I spun around at nothing. Then Leo's voice cut off mid-laugh. His camera feed froze on a single frame, someone standing behind him. A dark outline, tall, right at the edge of the screen. Chat went insane. Everyone thought it was a prank, but I could hear tapping through his open mic, rhythmic, like someone knocking on a desk. The same rhythm as the in-game countdown timer. Then my game crashed. The screen went black. A message popped up. Reconnecting to lobby. Under it, my actual IP address. Not my in-game tag, my real one. A Discord ping hit. Matt's name flashed, so I answered. All I heard was that same breathing. Slow, deep, distorted. Then the voice, "Don't finish the match." I yanked my headset off, and at that same second someone knocked on my front door. 3 times. The same exact rhythm from before. I froze. Didn't even breathe. Another message appeared on my monitor, this time in red text. Match continuing offline. The door handle turned. Metal scraping against metal. I grabbed my phone to call Matt, but the line was dead. No ringing, just muffled static. The voice came through my speakers again. You can't disconnect. And then the power went out. Total silence. The only light left in the room came from my controller. A faint red glow pulsing like a heartbeat. I bolted. I don't remember grabbing my keys. I don't remember locking the door. I just remember running and not looking back. When my phone finally powered back on, I had one missed call. From Leo. No voicemail. The next morning, his girlfriend posted on Discord. She said his PC was still on when she went to check. The game window wouldn't close. It just said, players 2 to 4. No usernames. Just waiting. That was 6 months ago. I deleted Phantom Ops, reformatted everything, even bought a new PC. But last week I re-downloaded Steam for work. The moment I logged in, a notification appeared. Recon 04 has invited you to join a match. I stared at it. Didn't click. Didn't even move. Then the faint breathing started again, soft right behind my headset. And a voice whispered, match continuing, base waiting for player 3. Fade out.